Hello guys and welcome back to another video. It's been a long time since we did a video. We didn't do one yesterday cuz it was Super Bowl and stuff happened. Got sick this morning, so we couldn't do any videos over the weekend. I'm so sorry, but I was upset too. But anyways, this video will be about the snowstorm for tomorrow. There's been a lot of shifts to the south, and I'm talking a foot possible in some areas. And we will take a look on how that heavy wet snow sticks around for that whole entire Tuesday morning commute and afternoon. And it's really gonna snarl like roads for tomorrow. 2 to 3 inch snowfall rates for tomorrow. It's gonna be bizarre. So I think school closures are very likely here. We do have a delayed opening for 2 hours, but I do expect it to be closed. And let's get right into the little tiny details. Alright. So we start off this evening. We do see a little bit of rain overspreading New Jersey, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Ohio a little bit, West Virginia. And notice how it's mainly rain. And then we go out 3 hours into 2 a.m. in the morning. Still raining in most of New Jersey, but as you can see, northwest, you are seeing switch over to snow. Very heavy rain right here, and this rain will all change over to very heavy wet snow by the morning once it arrives here. This is 4 a.m. and you can see that the snow is really starting to dive down from the north. It's starting to cover Morris, Bergen, Essex, Middlesex, Monmouth counties. It's not quite heavy yet, but we go another 3 hours out, and man, 8 a.m. it's showing very heavy snow. Look at this. Purple over Middlesex, Ocean counties, and even down to Philly, we see like white shaded. That's 2 to 3 inch snowfall hour rates. So that's gonna be a concern. And then, man, by 12 p.m. noon, all of New Jersey is snow, according to the GFS. Now, will I believe that? I don't think so, because I'll show you why in a minute. But as you can see, very heavy snow all across the southern, northeast, mid-Atlantic, New Jersey, Connecticut, but a little bit of Boston. But Boston, now it's a tricky question because Boston really scaled down those snow totals, and it could be like very little now for them, and it could be an absolute bullseye for New Jersey. And then this storm finally exits by 3 p.m., light snow, and it is out of here. So, according to the GFS, there's an 8-hour time span where we could accumulate a lot of snow. And let's see if it matches up with this total snowfall. All the way to 33 hours. Man, it dumps. It literally dumps New Jersey. But you can see southern New Jersey is struggling. Even though they do collapse, even though that rain snow collapses all the way down to the south, they're still struggling. Philly, I do not believe you're going to get 7 inches. That's an X. That's an X over the southern Jersey. I think it's way too warm for that. And also, you will need a lot cooler temperatures. And also, how fast with this event, yeah, no. I'd say according to an inch for Philly, maybe 1 to 3. Southern Jersey, I'm expecting 0. Maybe some will stick, but not really. Now we get to central and northern Jersey. It shows 9 inches for Sussex, 10 inches in Morristown, 9 inches in Trenton, 10 inches in Flemington, 14 inches in Middlesex and in our area. I think it's a little bit overdone, but someone in New Jersey could see up a foot. I really do think so. But 14, and then we get to Hazlitt, 15 inches, New York City, 13 inches, and all of Long Island is surrounded 15 and 16 inches. Man, it really puts down the hammer on that. But I'm going to scale down those snow totals, because that is definitely not going to happen. We're going to see foot plus snow totals. Yeah, no. So, that is a GFS model. Let's go to the Euro, because the Euro, I am not agreeing with it at all. I am not agreeing with it at all. It is the most trusted model, but what I'm seeing here, no. Okay, so same idea. Rain starts and snow up north. Then that rain-snow line really collapses down. And this is 6 a.m. Heavy snow covers literally central and northern Jersey. What's interesting here, it gets out very quickly, which really limits that snow total potential. Yeah, so like right here, this is the heaviest time, so I think 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. we're gonna see 2 to 3 inch snowfall hour rates. It's gonna be crazy tomorrow. Like, I'm saying, it's gonna be crazy. Because if you see these high snowfall rates, like 2 to 3 inches an hour, and like, there's 4 hours of that, and you think, wow, that's not that much, but you're gonna see zero visibility, absolute zero with that. And in addition to 2 to 3 inch snowfall accumulations in 4 hours, you could total up to 10 inches with that. So, it's gonna be something to definitely watch for tomorrow. 987 off the shore. It strengthens to a 979. It's quite crazy. We go back to the GFS and it's a little bit stronger. Just a teensy tiny bit stronger. Zoom into the northeast. Right here. And we can see there's a 986. And a 983. But look at this heavy swath of snow. The European does not show that, but this is indicative of 2 to 3 inch hour rates. Now, what's interesting is how freaking fast this goes. And what's very interesting to me, look what happens. Snowfall totals collapse down to the south, which I definitely do not believe. So I also put 3 inches in Sussex, 5 inches in Morristown, 6 inches in Middlesex, which is still very measurable. Like, we're talking a lot of snow for tomorrow. 6 inches in Trenton, 7 inches in Belmar, 8 inches in Toms River, ACY 5 inches, even Philly 6 inches. And, like, we go to Boston, which was supposed to get absolutely rock slammed hard with feet of snow. It shows 1 inch. 1 inch for Boston. And look at this. All of this was plummeted in feet of snow. There's absolutely zero. Absolutely zero. And these trends today, they were so far down to the south that they want to bring snow all the way down to, what is that? Southern Maryland. Am I going to believe that? No, not a bit. The GFS, it has a better take on this. It still gives 10 inches of snow to Boston. But look at this. It also shows barely an inch for southern New York. And the real bullseye zone is right here. Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Jersey, a little bit of Pennsylvania. That's the bullseye zone. And I think that's gonna stay like that. I don't think it's gonna go any more south than that. But why do I say these storms, like these forecast snows totals went so down? Let's run the few previous models and let's zoom in, right? Okay, right here. When we go here, oh, oops. Actually, let's go even further out. Like almost to like, this was yesterday. And look at this. It was rain and then like some snow, but look at this, it transitions to rain, and that snow is way further up north. And we go even like more previous. Look at this. It was supposed to be an original like more hefty snowfall for New England. Like look, this is a heavy excess of snow right there. Right there. That's northern New Jersey. It's all rain for Middlesex and like southern Jersey. And we do next run. And the next run, look. We do the next run. Next run. Next run. And it just changes completely, which is very interesting. Yeah, so it definitely did change a lot. Like, I pulled up the snow totals from earlier, and they were way higher in the Northeast, which is really, I mean, now it's showing 10 inches, a foot in New Jersey in general, but previous runs, look at this. They were all up to the north, look. Right there. It showed a couple inches, but it was nothing. Like, look, this was yesterday, in fact. It showed a coating for most of New Jersey, and watch what happens today. And look how that snow total absolutely collapses down to the south. And this is the run right now, and it's very heavy snow, like very heavy. So it's interesting, definitely. In terms of the warnings, and I know some of you definitely heard the like ring on your phone, like winter storm warning or winter storm watch. Well, let's pull it up right now. We have a winter storm warning for all New Jersey. Sussex, Carbon, Monroe, Morris, Lehigh, Northampton, Warren, Hunterdon, Somerset, Berks, Upper Bucks, New York City, Nassau, the 5 boroughs of New York City, Middlesex, Western Monmouth, and Mercer. And these are the winter storm warnings. 4 to 7 inches of snow and winds gusting as high as 40 miles an hour. So you can expect almost blizzard conditions for tomorrow. For New York City, it's 6 to 9 inches. Same thing, 40 miles an hour. Up north, which is very interesting, they lowered the accumulation to 5 to 8. Before it was like 10 to 14. Yeah, they really scaled that down. 5 to 8 for Lehigh Valley. 5 to 8 in Morris. And then it starts getting lower. But Middlesex still gets a solid 4 to 7 inches. I mean, that's really important to note. Winter weather advisory for Delaware, Philadelphia, Camden, Northwestern Burlington, Ocean County, Eastern Monmouth. Yes. So, We definitely saw the winter storm warning progress. It was up here before, and the winter weather advisory was in Middlesex, in fact. But now they collapsed that winter weather advisory all the way down to Philadelphia for 1 to 3 inches of snow. And even in the shore, 2 to 4. And gusting as high as 45 miles an hour. So there could be some power outages tomorrow. So this is the latest warning map. I think it's gonna stay like that. And this is the current radar. You see, all of it is rain. But it's gonna collapse to cold air. Bam! Heavy accumulating snow. Okay, so that is what we're seeing. In terms of the National Weather Service look in this, yeah, it's like rain to start, and then, yeah, snow collapses down, and not even a quarter of a mile of visibility by 7 a.m. in the morning. But you notice something that's very important. Look at these temperatures. They're not gonna go below freezing. So we need those dynamics, those really hefty dynamics and convection and dynamic cooling. And because of that, someone could hear a rumble of thunder because of this very heavy energy that's really gonna cover New Jersey. Winds are gonna be gusting tomorrow. And I mean, after 3 a.m., it's all snow. It's really all snow. And it just accumulates and accumulates and accumulates and accumulates even more. 1 to 3 overnight, 5 to 8 tomorrow. So that gives us a range of 6 to 11 inches in my general forecast. And there's going to be some snow showers on Saturday and Friday night. That's going to add to the accumulation. So, I mean, it's a major snowstorm, and we can call it a Blockbuster snowstorm now. What we're noticing in New Jersey now, there's a little bit of rain forming. Nothing too heavy. And then this will all transfer to snow later. Alright, now the interesting part of this video. Definitely, it will be interesting to see how much dynamic cooling we will see tomorrow. So let's take a look at the GFS. 850 height anomaly. This is FGEM or Omega, which you want to call it storm energy. But it's not like convective potential energy like in thunderstorms, but it's like overall like nor'easter energy. And as you can see, this will be for tomorrow. Oh man, you see this? That is that convective snow band that will deliver 2 to 3 inch snowfall hour rates. And as you can see, it's off the charts strong. So that's why I'm saying someone could see a little bit of a thunderstorm tomorrow because of how strong these dynamics are. And the dynamic cooling with this will be insanely strong. So even if you see 34 on the thermometer or even 36, you're still gonna have heavy, heavy snow. But here's the problem. With the fact that these temperatures won't go below freezing, here comes a problem. Since we do have that, it will be hard for it to accumulate first. And I'm telling you, very hard, because the ground temperatures are very warm, and in the lower atmosphere is warm. And it will take 1 to maybe 1.5 hours for that to finally cool down and that snow finally sticking. So, considering the fact that after the changeover to snow happens, it's gonna really take a long time maybe even up to 2 hours. So that cuts down the real heavy accumulating snow to 4 to 5 hours. And in that 4 to 5 hours, how much are we gonna see? How much are we gonna see? We do not know that. But we can get a hint that we're gonna get lots of snowfall over those 4 hours. Like a lot. And that'd be quite a crazy, impressive. If we actually see a foot tomorrow somewhere, this would probably be the most significant short-term snow event for New Jersey. Considering 3-inch snowfall rates, I've never seen that in my life before. So, it's gonna be wild tomorrow. Now, let's look at it, the Euro. Same idea. You see where that snow band is right there? You can locate it clearly. Like, you see those pink lines right there? That's the snow band. This is the snow band, 2 to 3-inch snowfall rates. Same location, which is meaning that it is in agreement. Central Jersey will get absolutely crushed by this tomorrow. So, something to watch. But I think not much will change by tomorrow. So, I think it's pretty likely. I mean, man, it doesn't even show it in Massachusetts or Boston anymore. It shows it really redirecting back into New Jersey, New York City, Long Island, a little bit of southern Massachusetts. That's gonna really thump a good amount of snow tomorrow. I will tell you that. But according to the snowfall totals, I wouldn't take that by granted, because yes, we could see a foot, but since this is 10-to-1 ratio, I mean, it's like, because wet snow ratio is like 8-to-1, so I will cut down these snow totals by a little bit. So if you have like 10 inches, for instance, of dry snow, like not heavy wet snow, I would say probably a good 6 inches is what you're gonna get with heavy wet snow. The problem is, again, those temperatures are gonna be above freezing for the whole entire time. So roadways may be wet and like maybe a coating slushy couple inches, and plows might not even be out tomorrow, but on the grassy surfaces, you could have 6, 7, 8 inches of snow. So this is the problem that we're having. How much is going to accumulate on the roads / grass? It's probably going to be 2 or 3 times the amount, because roadways are warmer than grassy surfaces. So it's a very tricky forecasting for this storm. Okay, so we get to the exciting part, snowfall chances, and I mean, we're gonna have a snow day tomorrow. Yup. We are gonna have a snow day. I mean, look at this. 50% line. I'll tell you where it goes. It goes to Atlantic City, of accumulating 1 inch at least. And this tells me even the shore will see a couple slushy inches. What this tells me, a significant snowstorm is on the way, man. I'm like really telling you. So, I mean, so the 50% line cuts through Atlantic City, like Salem counties, and like northern Delaware, even Baltimore. That's crazy. Washington's a little too south. Harrisonburg. Yeah, I mean, once you get up from that, I mean, Middlesex, 90% chance of 1. Newark, 95. And then up north, it's 100 chance. Like, plain 100. But even up north, look at this. I think they might have to scale it down a little bit, but it makes sense. 1 inch, it's pretty high. Now let's go to 2 inches. Nothing changed. Literally nothing changed. And that 50% line is in Vineland, like Egg Harbor City, Barnegat Bay, and kind of Toms River, like Newark, Delaware. And nothing has changed. You still see 90% chance of snow in this area in Middlesex, which is crazy. Trenton, 90%. Long Branch, 80%. Toms River, 70%. Philadelphia, 70%. Philadelphia would be very tricky. I would maybe lower it a little bit because the city is warm, so I would lower it just a teensy tiny bit. 4 inches. Okay, now we do see some changes. 50% line for 4 inches cuts right through Philly, northern Philadelphia, southern Philadelphia, Delaware, Long Branch, Belmar, Hamilton, Monmouth counties, Cherry Hill, Camden, Drexel Hill, Springfield. Those locations, I think you will see 1 to maybe a high end of 4 inches, but I'm not gonna trust 4 inches. But up north, man, I mean, East Brunswick, you guys are still getting a like 85% chance of snow. So there's no doubt about that. Let's do percent. Philadelphia 50%, Trenton 70%, East Brunswick 90%, Middlesex 90%, Port Monmouth 85%, Long Branch 50%, Parsippany 95%, New York City 90%, Morris 90%, Sussex 90%, Warren 90%, Allentown 90%. I would cut down the north by like this much, so like I think all of like New York is out of that. But yeah, 6 inches. The 50% line is in Trenton, Montgomery, Monmouth, Sandy Hook. Those locations. Anything up north, we're likely gonna see half a foot. Let's do a percentage again. Edison, 60%. Our area is a 60% as well. Spotswood 60%. Newark 70%. Parsippany 80%, and then up north is all 80%. Newark 75%. Reading 65%. Yeah, we're getting some decent accumulations. And I can't believe I'm showing you this, but probability of 8 inches. That 50% line is finally to our area. East Brunswick, Middlesex, cutting through Flemington, Bucks, Reading, New York City, and anything south of that line. Trenton, you could see maybe a couple. I think you can see like 5 inches. And the gradient is going to be so tight here, like, it's really going to depend on where that snowband sets up. But, I mean, look, Morris, Sussex, still a 70% chance of 8 inches. Yeah. Newark, 70. Elizabeth, 60. Edison, 50%. East Brunswick, 50%. Spotswood, 50%. Bucks, 50%. Trenton, 30%. Long Branch, 10%. Sandy Hook, 20%. New York, 50%. And then up here, Connecticut, yeah, you get the idea. And then probability of a foot. I mean, we're getting insanely aggressive with these snowfall totals. And let me tell you, we're still hanging on to 10% of seeing a foot in East Brunswick, Middlesex. That's some crazy news. we're still holding on to 10% of seeing a foot. So the 50% line is all the way back into northern Jersey and like, you know, Connecticut, Boston, a little bit of that. But I mean, we still have a 10% chance of seeing a foot. 10% for New York, 10% for Newark. Actually, no, it's a 20%. Elizabeth, 20%. Parsippany, 30%. Morris, 30%. Much of the same, you know. And 18 inches. We can go this far out. It still shows 5% for 18 inches in Parsippany, Patterson, Yonkers, Morris, like, you know, the northern counties. Sussex, 10% of a foot. And we see literally a 20% chance of a foot in northern Rhode Island, Putnam County. My goodness, these are some crazy snowfall totals we are seeing. Well, you get the idea. We're gonna have a crazy snowstorm tomorrow. It's gonna be very fast moving. I mean, we're gonna have to see what happens tomorrow. But I think we're gonna see it. This is the probability of snow greater than 6 inches. 50 to 70% in Middlesex. Solid chance. North Jersey, 70 to 90. So we're definitely going to see a lot of snow. But as you can see, Philly, you guys have 0% chance of seeing 6 inches. Because I really do think you're not going to have enough energy. And warning level snow, yeah, it really did come down to Central Jersey. So I'll leave it at that, and we'll come back tomorrow morning. If I don't have school tomorrow, we're going to do another video. We're going to get continuous video updates on accumulations and stuff, and it's going to be a long day for tomorrow. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.